Hey, so let's have a quick conversation. I would love to see, uh, black women married. And, obviously, I think it'd be preferable if black women and black men could get along. But what I don't want to see is more out of wedlock children. And it seems like black women are the way that they interact with black men, a good majority of them, it results in out of wedlock children. However, I think that it could be possible that there's a good portion of these boss chicks that are suitable for white men, right? The problem with the boss chicks is the honesty and self awareness. They have become dominant and masculine because they're chase the bag, this, that, and the other. And I know those sound like insults, but I'm not trying to insult you by saying that, right? It's just a reality, right? Chasing the bag has made you compete against men in such a way that in certain ways that you interact with people, you are a man, right? And that's not a diss, it's just a reality. So, the awareness of this, you could get yourself a a beta white male, or a white male that doesn't mind a female in a leadership position in a marriage. Now, I think you guys might be well suited for this, and here's why. Because the cat's out of the bag, right? You guys are definitely willing to accept far less out of a white man than you will a black man. In terms of, oh, got some more deer. Far less out of a white man than you would a black man, right? White man doesn't need to be as tall as the black man does. White man's dick doesn't need to be as big as the black man's dick. You know, the white man doesn't need to drive a fancy car or live out in the suburbs. You know, he can have a serviceable car, and he can live in a nice apartment or an apartment and keep his shit together, and you're fine with a white man like that. I think if anybody wanted to talk about European, Eurocentric standards, being applied unfairly, or creating some type of bell curve in how we evaluate one another, I think the case could be made more so from black women to black men than from black men and black women. In any event, so on the black woman side, right, you have access to husbands, because these are suitable white men for marriage and all of that stuff. And then you're far more submissive with these guys than you are with us, right? And you have much lower standards. So since you're like that for white men, then you guys should, the boss chicks, not the traditional black wives, the boss chicks, right? You guys would be well suited, I think, for a white man. Now, that doesn't mean you couldn't accept an average black man, right? But you aren't willing to be submissive to him, and they don't meet your standards. Your standards when you're dealing with a black man are that, they need to be over 6 foot, 6-figure earner. If you're going to deal with a black dude, you need at least, 8-9 inches of headbanger boogie bare minimum. I feel you, sis. That's okay. It's your standards, your choice, okay? But, off a white dude, you get yourself 6.5 inches, and, you act like that shit your birthday every night. So, I don't have any problem with that. My problem is the out of wedlock childbirth thing. That's my number. That's the hill I die on right there. Don't have babies with somebody before you marry them, right? Don't you think it's weird to have a child for somebody that you're just having sex with, that's something you should only do for a man that is your husband. You don't think that's weird at all? That you would have a child? Like a good portion of women who had children, the mortality rate was like really high for this type of shit back in the day. So women wouldn't just have babies for anybody. It wasn't like, hey, I got pregnant, cool, I'm just gonna have the child. You know, women didn't want to have children for anybody except a man who was committed to kill for them and work for them and die for them. But in terms of a woman, having a child for somebody they're just having sex with, like, I'm just fucking this guy, that's it. But I'll go through having a child for him. And that to me is the proof that the women, they don't care about the men. Women who do this, they just want a baby. The baby's the prize, right? That's the only thing they really want. And that's why when the guy doesn't stay, they're quick to weaponize the court system. I think they manufacture all of these really high intensity emotions so that they can justify the behavior. But the emotions aren't actually like real, because you never really loved this guy anyways. Or even if you did like really like getting your back beat in and it feels like love because of all of that, Nandi, come on. Then you would then it's still not love, right? It's still not like the commitment to want to spend your life with that person. Like, you can love somebody that you don't want to spend the rest of your life with. You can experience romantic love for somebody and be like, I really love this person. I feel great whenever I'm with them. We have a really great thing going on. But ultimately, I wouldn't want to spend the rest of my life with this person. And so I think a lot of you women that are out here, a lot of the ladies, this is what's going on for you guys. You just like a motherfucker a whole lot. And they're giving you some good dick. And then you pretend like that's love. The euphoria that comes along with having somebody that knows how to fuck you, you think that feeling is love, and it's not. It's just good dick. That's it. It's like when you're getting good dick from somebody that you're getting along with, it feels like love, but it isn't. Love is a whole different thing. Love inspires a level of commitment and devotion. You're just getting an oxytocin euphoria because I can hit the back spot where the back spot behind the back spot where the back spot is. But that's not love. And anyways, my point is I think we could cut down the out of wedlock childbirth if some of these boss chicks were looking for a white man, and the way that you guys say you're racially loyal and shit to us, because of the level of standard that you have for marriage and a black man, those two things together, you guys don't marry. And while you're not marrying, you're just fucking people that you enjoy fucking. And then you guys end up making babies for these guys because you run out of time because you're waiting on a 1% black man to want to wife you. And you're not 1% black man wife material. Your standards are higher than who and what you are. The black man standards, to be realistic, you just beneath them because you overweight or combative or whatever. But you could have got with a white dude that's more on the level that you should be looking for, and but you're passing on him as well. but you respect him and you bend to him. You know, when you guys finally do give them a chance, you don't get some cold ass white dude. You know, you get like some average motherfucker. You know, so I was thinking about this because, you know, I just, as I'm seeing the women talk about divesting, I was like, okay, grant the argument and take it from their side. Why would it work? You know, and there's a different perspective I'm going to have. I know my reasons why I think it would work aren't your reasons, right? Because in your opinion, you grant yourself good faith. All people do that. It's a bias, right? We grant our group good faith, and